Unbox. Today we have for you the 2016 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 1995 X Plus Godzilla. And so you can see this is the burning Godzilla. A lot of fans remember him from the movie where he became too radioactive and he was getting ready to either explode, which in the end he ended up dying.
Yeah. And how many degrees is this supposed to be? Again, for the for those novice fans?
1,999 degrees Celsius. You figure that out.
Yeah.
That's over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So I mean that's a high temperature. That's where gold melts, where steel melts. It's just crazy that this bad boy is able to reach that kind of temperature. You can see from the 360 and partially from the lighting in our video that the orange parts are actually transparent, and that is one of the coolest features about this Godzilla is the skin up here and the orange parts are transparent. So unfortunately, this design doesn't include a light up function, which would be amazing,
right? To get it more brighter.
Yeah, you just imagine that you click down here and it would just illuminate. It would be awesome. So, of course, X Plus, please consider that in the future. If it's a technical issue, tell the fans. Tell us on your website, like, we can't put a light in there because it would cause a heating problem, or maybe there's a fire danger.
And just like John alluded to, it's made of plastic, maybe melting,
so,
or whatnot.
But aren't there light bulbs out there now that can be on for hours and they don't cause?
Well, you got the LED light bulbs. Yeah, it can be do that. But you know what? Maybe another feature: glow in the dark. It hits so much light, and then you turn out the lights, and the orange glows.
See, we'll mess around with that. Of course, we won't have a video unless it comes out being real cool. But we'll put a black light and see if it glows. And if it does, we'll do a quick revisit to the figure. Well, first I wanted to measure it. So let's do a side view of this bad boy. So this guy measures in at just about 19 inches tall.
You know what? What's up? Do it again. What was it? What's it right there, John? Can you see it on camera? Right? Exactly 19 inches.
Just about 19 inches.
And then how this?
And then.
And what is that?
34.
Then, yeah, it's gonna be close to 34.
And he's light, but that does not take away. That does not take away from the quality. It is a nice, solid material. It's not cheap at all.
Yeah.
We'll show you the translucent material. You can see it glowing with the light on one side. And the orange extends all the way down to the base of the tail, and then it goes white. Now, there are two versions of this. There is the original X Plus version, and then there's the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Now, the difference in the two was the X Plus had lighter oranging. It wasn't as transparent and it wasn't as prominent. It stopped about shoulder level, where this one goes all the way up to his head.
And then the tail, right?
Yeah, the other thing with the X Plus is the orange extended all the way out to the tail. I kind of like that, but again, the exclusive, the colors are more vibrant and the transparency is very obvious. So I like that one a lot more.
Yeah, and for this one, I mean, it's almost like you actually see through the plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I got to see this in person, I've actually been hunting this down. I've been watching it on eBay for a while. The guy on eBay, I offered him, $500 for it. He never responded. So I want to say thank you to Gary at Tor Matrix. He hooked me up with this. He's always got awesome kaiju and Godzilla stuff. I walked in, he had a price on it. I said, hey man, I'll give you $500 for it. I let him chew on it for a couple of hours. And then as I was leaving, he's like, you got the cash? Yeah, I got the cash.
I don't just come to this freaking convention, unlike others.
I got the Godzilla. And so the cool thing about it is there's only 500 of these worldwide. So, again, when you look at the rest of our collectibles that we have back here, some have an edition size of 3,000, some have an edition size of 200.
This is limited to
500 worldwide.
Yeah. Now, as great as this piece is what's, in your opinion, what is the cons on this one?
The cons? I mean, I've pretty much covered it. The transparency of the skin, that is amazing. I love it. The fierceness of his teeth, and I love how sharp they are. They're actually sharp when you rub it. The look in his eyes, the paint in his eyes are amazing. But for me, it really is the scale. Now, the pros, I went over just now. The cons, cons are, he doesn't display on a shelf. I have the 62X Plus and the 2001 X Plus, which we'll show you later in the video. I have those two, and they sit on the shelf fine because their tail curves.
It curves, yeah.
I tried to put it on that same shelf. This guy wasn't gonna make it, so I actually had to display him at an angle, and it doesn't display well.
Yeah, because the thing is, you want to see this full. You want to see that full transparency or that full color, and here you're just getting maybe half of him, or maybe 1/4. And yeah, so again, yeah, the tail. I mean, maybe if you had a bigger home, or for those who have a bigger home, man, is that you may have the space, but for those who just have our average homes, this is very hard. This is very hard to display, guys.
It's hard to display not sideways or frontal. You have to display it sideways.
For a great piece as it is, it's a damn good piece, but it's like these bases on my statues. You're like, man, I'm only limited to like maybe 2 or 3 spots where I can display these suckers.
Yeah, that has a wide enough area that they'll sit on.
Yeah.
It's great. Trust me, I love the fact that it's 34 inches long. I think that's cool, but when it comes to displaying on shelves, and I've talked to other Godzilla collectors, it's difficult, and they don't like that, and I don't like that, because the hardcore Godzilla collectors want to display each version side by side. You can't do that with a big tail. So I'm asking X Plus to consider that in future development. Curl the tail, have it straight up, create it so that it can display with. It
would have been awesome just like that. Yeah, just straight up.
And in that same note, we were talking about it before. A lot of people were so excited to see Ghidorah again on film, but we're more excited to have a gigantic series X Plus Ghidorah. Now, we know you're at home, you're shaking your head like, God, it's going to be expensive. God, that's going to be big. Yes, it will. But one of the things you got to consider is, the body of Ghidorah has got to be at least that big. It'll be about 25, 26 inches, just the body. And then you have the snake-like heads. And then we imagine, it could be bigger. We imagine the wings. One wing will at least be 34 to 40 inches. So yeah, that thing is going to take up pretty much this whole display, but oh my God, that's going to be a beautiful piece.
Yeah, you'll be the talk of the block or not talk of the neighborhood.
But it's got to have a higher edition size, because you guys got to understand there is a lot of Godzilla fans out there that have been wanting a good Ghidorah. All the Ghidorahs that have come out so far.
No. Do you mean a higher number, or do you mean like, what?
More units. So with the Ghidorah, I'd say 750 to 1,000.
Yeah, it's about, that's a reasonable price, 750.
No, I'm talking edition size.
Yeah,
also price.
Well, no. That's what I'm talking about. 750, to 1,000. That's reasonable. Because I was thinking probably less, just because of the mere size, and then the cost. Like, what is it going to cost? I mean, are you gonna sell like maybe, close to what, 800, maybe what,
And don't make it exclusive. Those are the worst things, is when you make something that everybody has been wanting an exclusive. That's the worst thing for the culture. Make it something that either Big Bad Toy Store has, or Bluefin is offering, or X Plus is offering on the side, but don't make it a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, please. I had to hunt this down for a year. Again, I was watching it on eBay. Finally, the Godzilla seller that I know, he had it at his booth. I took it. I wasn't gonna wait
in a heartbeat, because again, the true fans are gonna want it.
Yeah. So, what are the things about it do you like or you dislike, Diego?
Well, for me, I like the color of the nails. Again, sometimes when you see Godzilla, they always have that bright nails, but again, they give it that irony look.
A realistic.
Yeah, that realistic look, and I love that. I love the painting on it. Again, the tongue. I love the texture in the tongue, the teeth. That's what I love about it. For me, the only downside, the only con from, well, again, I do agree with you on the tail, or more the eyes. The eyes kind of look kind of cartoonish.
Really?
Yeah.
But wicked to you?
No, they look more cartoonish. But again, that's nitpicking on the eyes. I mean, it's very nitpicking, and I'm not gonna knock it. I mean, because it's a great piece. But I love the nails. It gives you that, how when someone's just digging in dirt and it just looks, it gives you that
like he's been,
the ivory. I mean, I say irony. I mean that ivory feel.
Yeah, you said that earlier. And
I was like, no, not the
ivory.
Ivory.
But look at that. I mean, just looking.
My bad, guys.
I'm sitting here, and they're not gonna be able to see it on camera. But just look at that transparency. That's just awesome. And on this side of the camera, on this side of the lighting, I'm sitting here listening to Diego, and you can just see through that.
Yeah, you can actually see, and that's what I was talking about. You can actually see through it. Like if you're like, you can see where I guess the where it's plastic or something like that, but it's really not.
That is awesome. So, and then your son, your son's a Godzilla collector. When I had showed this, I think it was John that said it, right? That Elijah was gonna like this.
Yes, and he came in there. Oh my God! Again, the true Godzilla fans, it's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah, my kids like it. And again, we're about to show you all three side by side. We'll show you the 2001, the 1962, and then the 1995. Again, we're very excited for a Ghidorah in the gigantic scale. SH Figure Art is releasing a Ghidorah, and it's with the wingspan. It's about as big as a table. But it's like that.
Yeah. So it's gonna throw it off.
It doesn't go with anything I have. That's why I have to have a gigantic series. John wanted a Mecha Godzilla, and the notes that we wanted to add there is it has to be in a cool dynamic pose. It can't just be stoic Mecha Godzilla. It's got to have a cool pose to it. So keep that in mind.
Well, would you be amazed if they actually came out with all three, Mothra, Rodan, and Ghidorah?
Rodan, Mothra. I was getting the Space Godzilla. Yeah. That's another cool one. And there is a very cool artist that has done renditions out there that I think you guys should talk to, and I think you've already talked to. His name is Dope Pope. He has a really awesome Space Godzilla, and I would love to see that in the gigantic scale. So a lot of opportunity. X Plus, you've earned my business. I'm already 3 deep and ready to go. I'm saving up for Ghidorah, Just don't go over 1,000. We're good. All right, so here we have all three of them set up on our little display, makeshift display. Why don't you? Let's give a measure of this, just to give an idea of how much space these three alone take up. What is that, Diego?
From tail? Okay, 5 feet.
See, yeah, 5 feet. So just these three, and there's more gigantic series from X Plus to come, but just these three to be displayed ideally takes up 5 feet. And then again, it's not going to be against the wall, so this can't go on a dresser. It's almost going to have to be like a center table in your house. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. I think it looks great. What do you think? These three side by side, how do you like it?
Again, I'm not too fond of this, but again, if you're just talking about the whole, it would just be awesome if you can have these three facing, like say facing freaking Ghidorah, Rodan, or something like that. I would like to see a face off.
Now here's the thing on Rodan. Now, cause see what I saw in my head when we put these up is you have Ghidorah back here and you have his wings like that. To me, that's an epic display. You walk in the room and you see these three, and then the Ghidorah's in the back. You're like, damn, that's badass. Yeah. For Rodan, if they're facing, I want it hanging from the ceiling. I want Rodan flying in or Mothra flying in. That's what I want. So hopefully X Plus, you hear that, you take that into consideration to create or to add to the production piece a hook or something that these things can be displayed sitting down or hanging from. But hanging is the best display.
Yes.
My honest opinion. But what do you think about the Ghidorah behind them? Would you rather them facing him, or do you want them?
Are you talking about almost like a movie poster or something like that? No, I don't actually like it facing. I want.
Well, it can display both ways.
I want that battle between between Godzilla and Ghidorah. That's what I like. And I like that facing. All right, let's go.
I don't know. Down the line, of course, I want them individually, but down the line, I would like to have the Ghidorah like that and Godzilla, where Godzilla's wrapped up and Ghidorah's got him. I would love to have a piece like that, but that's way down the line. Listening? Way down the line. I'm sure there's other Godzilla collectors that liked it, but right now, my focus, being the head of geek culture and looking at what the culture likes, is trying to fill collectors, collections with individual pieces that they like. The 12-inch pieces are nice, but this is the scale, this is the detail, this is the quality, the quality of the plastic, the transparency. Yes. We're just looking for the extra features. Maybe the light up tail, maybe also include the sound.
Or not glow in the dark, just something.
The sound, Diego's hooked on the sound. So yeah, you have a light and you have the sound, epic pieces. That's what we're looking for, X Plus. So for this edition of Geek Culture Unbox, we'll see you geeks next time.